So today, Jayden is going to be sharing a testimony, and I just want to start out by saying how much I love Jayden. Jayden to me is a rock. Whenever I'm feeling doubt at school and work and I need some motivation, he's just randomly there to provide it for me. And I'm just blessed, so blessed to have him, and he's just awesome. Like, this is probably the most serious we'll ever be together.
High five. Yeah, that's true, that's true.
But yeah, so Jayden is here to share his testimony about how he and his family dealt with his mom's cancer. If you don't know, when was it? In November?
Yeah.
Around there, Janet was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I remember when they told me the news, like Patrick and Janet told me the news, like the thing they told me was, look after Jayden. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. I can look after Jayden and Jenna. And every time I went to go check up on Jayden, Jayden was checking up on me instead. I went to go see how he's doing. I went to go pray with him. I went to go encourage him. And in the end, I ended up getting encouraged. I wanted to make him cry. This is like, because this guy doesn't really show crying, like emotions, at least to people. So I'm like, let me see if I can make him cry with this. And he doesn't know this, but he made me cry instead. Yeah. Not in public. I had to hide it. I don't like. There's no problem with men crying, okay? Men crying is okay.
That's true.
Men journaling is okay. If Batman can journal, men should journal. If Aragorn can cry from Lord of the Rings, it's okay to cry, men. There's no problem with showing your emotions. But today, Jayden's here to share with us his testimony. And the first question I have for you, Jayden, is, how did you feel when you first heard the news about your mom having breast cancer?
So, I think it really hit me during football season. I remember that Saturday, I was just dead, bro. Like, I didn't want to do nothing. I played drums that Saturday, too. I was like, I wasn't feeling it at all. Like, I wasn't connecting with the worship. I was just dead, bro. And then that week was just, like, probably one of the most worst weeks I've ever had. I wouldn't really go to school. I'll skip football practice, even though my dad's a coach.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I'll skip his football practice.
You got to pass, right?
Yeah, right? Come on. I'll skip his football practice. I was just locked up in my room, just thinking, confusion, just questioning God. And I was really confused about why he would do such a thing, And I was really confused and just questioned his love and just questioned his, why he would put cancer, And I think that week really hit me hard. And after that week, I started to feel a downfall in my life, and a downfall, my friends would also see it too. And I think that specific week, it really hit me, and it really hit my family.
So you're having this terrible week. You're having, you heard the worst news you've ever heard in your life. Yet, when people look, I'm sure that week was the worst, right? But
yeah.
After that, when people looked at you, when people looked at your father, Jenna, even Janet, we didn't notice that. We did not notice that you guys were hurt. So what kept you hopeful throughout this whole situation? Because you guys had this amazing hope that I couldn't understand. I saw peace when I saw you guys. What gave you guys that hope? What gave you that hope?
What gave me that hope, it was probably just the overflow of love with people and community, like the Urias community, my friends, my family, my girlfriend. Just overall, just an amazing abundance of love just poured out on me and my family. It really boosted up, hope in my life. Also, drums and worship music was a big part. I wouldn't play anything else than worship music. Like, if you go in my car, the only thing you're listening to is worship music. And I think that really gave me hope, and just listening to songs like Wait on You, it says,
when we sang today,
yeah,
yes.
I'm going to wait on you. Like, it really gave me hope and courage to just have hope in my life. But if I was going to say one thing that got me hopeful, it's kind of ironic, but I think it would be my mom. Although she has cancer, I would say there's been more than a dozen times where I would walk in her room and I would see her on her knees thanking God. And that really just, it made me happy, and it just boosted up, hope in my life, because, I'm here. I don't even have the deadly disease, and I'm still, suffering. I'm still hurting. But I walk in, and my mom's here praising, There's that smile that it just gives me. And God uses those moments in very unique ways. Because it would be the moments where I'm at my lowest. It would be the moments where I needed something like that. And he would just provide that for me. And God really used these bad moments to not to harm us, but really to grow us as a family and to grow us spiritually, mentally, and just really boosted up hope and just believed in him. And if there was one lesson I would take from it, it was to not let our circumstances change the way we see God.
Ooh,
You want me to repeat that? You need me to repeat that?
Repeat that again. Yeah, repeat that again.
To not let your circumstances change the way we see God.
Ooh, tweet that and tag Jayden if he has a Twitter.
Jayden Vital 30.
At Jayden Vital.
Yeah, okay.
Very creative name. So what does that mean for you?
Okay, so what that means for me personally, I personally go through like a lot of struggles, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, but in the midst of those struggles, I've seen in myself that I put an image of God, you know? I be having the worst week of my life, oh, God is bad. The best week of my life, oh, God is good. And I just think that if we eliminate the border between us seeing the way within our circumstances and just seeing God who is loving, amazing, great, he's good, rather than in the midst of our circumstances, like judging him off what we're dealing with at that moment.
Yeah.
I think our lives would be really changed and our mindset would shift in the way we see God.
Yes, that's so true, man. Yeah, man. Now, how was your relationship with God before this terrible situation, and how is it now?
I mean, I would say I lost my faith and just lost hope before, you know. I've never dealt with something like this in my life. And I think it really impacted me because I've never dealt with anything like this. So I think all my hope and all my faith just went to the ground. And after, you know, not after, but, you know, with the journey within, I think I'm much better spiritually mature. I produce better habits and a better lifestyle. And I think that's all because there was a moment in the situation where I really had a mindset switch. I really saw God differently. Rather than questioning him, I was actually thanking him. And I think when that moment hit my life, I really, really understood, and that's when my relationship with God actually grew the most. And a key to that was, I'm gonna repeat this again, but worship was really a key to that. I remember just playing drums in my garage for like 2 to 3 hours every day. And it benefits me because it makes me better, but it also like, it wasn't for me to get better, it was me to really just worship on my own, you know?
Connect with God.
Yeah, and that really taught me a valuable lesson about worship, that worship isn't really reserved for your mountaintops, you know? It's a call to action or a response from when you're in the valley.
Ooh, tweet that.
Come on, bro.
That's so powerful, man, and I'm just so thankful that many people were touched. You know, I'm not sure if you realize this, and you probably will never realize the full impact of this, or the Vital family will never realize the full impact of this, but many people were touched by their faith in God. Although they're here struggling through one of the worst moments in their lives, they are encouraging us. They are strengthening our faith through the turmoil that they're going with. And that's supernatural healing. And we continue to pray for Janet. It's over, but it's not over. I don't understand it. You get me? Radiation's left, but it's like the easy part, right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking about this. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. Family. I'm not a doctor. But I know that there's so much hope in your family. And we're just blessed to have you guys here. Janet is an elder here. She's one of our 2 female elders.
Yes.
Here at Arise, we don't have just 1 female elders. We have 2.
2.
And they're both bachelors in arts. They're just Amazons, like from Wonder Woman. That's how, bro, she's awesome. And then Patrick's a worship leader.
PT.
He hypes us up all the time. Justin, who's in California. We love you, Justin. But Justin and Jayden are worship leaders. And Jenna, too. She worshiped with us last week. So we're just so blessed that throughout this turmoil, you guys are still able to help us worship God. And that's
Amen,
just
bro.
supernatural healing, and we thank you for that, man.
No, thank you, bro.
No, thank you for sharing your testimony, Jayden.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.